they've gotten this so wrong. They've gotten their projections so wrong, so they say. When you look forward the next sort of 12 months and hear what they're saying today in this cycle, what do you think they've got wrong, or what do you think is to come for the economy over the next 12 months?
What really worries me in this document, let's make a distinction here, because when we talk about they've got their numbers wrong, all the numbers come from the Treasury rather than from ministers. So it's not ministers have numbers wrong, it's the Treasury. But one of the things that really worries me is the GDP forecasts, because we go from 0.5% growth in June 2025. Suddenly we spring by June 2026 to having 3.3% growth. At the same time as the government is cutting, at the same time as unemployment is higher, at the same time as, where we're investing less, business investment to June 2025 is going to fall by 3.2%. So private firms will be investing less and less next year. But suddenly, on these numbers, the economy is humming. If that number is wrong, we are even deeper in the hole than we thought we were going to be. And if that number is wrong, then unemployment will be higher and we've got even bigger troubles. So I'd love to know...
Merry Christmas, New Zealand.
Merry Christmas, New Zealand. I'd love to know where that sense of optimism in June 2026 is going to turn up, because the fundamentals, as we talk about in economics, there's nothing there except for rapidly reducing the interest rate and hoping the housing market kicks back in, and praying like hell people start going to the bank again to borrow because they feel a little bit wealthier because the value of their house has gone up. But there's nothing fundamental about jobs, government investment, or anything else that's driving that growth.
Craig, Chewie, I was going to say, Chewie, anything from you or anything from the chat you want to get in there as we wrap?
Yeah, we've got a couple of questions for you, Craig, if that's okay.
Of course.
Craig, what's going on with the ACC stuff?
So the government has created a new measure. Stay with me. Obigal, which is the operating balance excluding exceptional gains and losses.
Obigal X.
They've now created Obigal X, and X excludes the ACC measure, the ACC balance.
Makes the books look better than they are, though, eh?
Yeah, by about $4 billion.
That's $4 billion.
Now the Crown says it's doing that because ACC's books balance over the long run, and they've got very little to do actually with what government spending is doing, because they come from levies. The reality is that ACC's funding comes from two sources, which is levies and the government, because we have an account called the non-earners account for everyone who's not currently contributing an ACC fund, but who gets to claim against ACC. When that is in deficit, as it is now, the Crown has to pay. So we've just simply removed it. It's not best practice internationally, and all it does is it just simply obfuscates a number which isn't really helpful.
I love it when we come across all these things that could be sayings for the national government. It's not best practice internationally. National 2026. What else, Chewie? Anything?
A little bit more fun question for you there, Craig. Who's worse, Liz Truss or Nicola?
Well, I mean, Liz is gone, so she can't do any more damage.
Too.
Yeah, she's automatically better.
By omission, better by omission.
And she's acting as a tremendous recruiting sergeant for anybody with any brains to join any party other than the Conservative Party in the UK. Nicola, sadly, is still in office. Looks likely to still be in office, and as a consequence, we have real challenges, because the strategy that's set out in this document for all your readers at home just doubles down on where we are today. And so that's a real worry to me, is that there's no new thinking despite the evidence having changed.